Sam.
Live from the couch. We're the couch fight professionals. We don't keep in mind we don't fight. We just watch this stuff. We really don't
Like
know what
I,
we're doing.
well, no, I don't know exactly what I'm doing
I
here.
learned all my moves from watching Zordon teach the Rangers.
There we go. Hold on, hold on. Making
Yeah, it was
sure the stream is up.
was definitely some good fights. I was very impressed with everything that went on in there. You good?
Yep, I'm good. We're good to go.
Very impressed what went on. Starting with the undercard, you had Al Hassan, which I believe he trains at Factory X now. Well, I know he's
Does
out
it?
in
Yeah, I
Denver.
think he is.
I think he's with Factory X, and forget the Italian kid's name, but the Italian kid. Both guys, very good fighters. Very explosive. Both have been known for first round knockouts. Al Hassan, he was on the 3-fight win streak, all 3 fights being knocking the person out in the first round, and he came through again today. Um, they started off both just moving around in the cage, kind of gauging the time and trying to get into a little groove to fill each other out. And before they got a chance, to fill each other out, he threw that one head kick, and the guy
Oh,
ducked right
bro,
into it and put him right out. Yeah, one it was
that was a
pretty much one shot thrown.
that was a quick one. That was a real
Yeah,
quickie.
and then Smiling Sam Alvey against Wellington Tuvar. That was a very interesting fight. It went um, back and forth in the first round, and then in the second round, Tuvar started throwing a few eye pokes. Referee gave him a warning about it. Then at the end of the third, then in the middle of the third round, he got caught. He poked him in the eye. Referee took a point from him. 20 seconds later, he poked him in the eye again, and the referee wasn't going to take a point until he started talking crazy to the ref, and the referee took another point, and he still ended up winning the match by split decision.
But oh my goodness,
Yeah,
he was up.
lost 2 points in the third round, and still edged it out. And I think it was kind of the reaction from Sam Alvey that might have cost him his UFC shot, because I believe that was his third or fourth loss in a row, and then right after he lost, he was storming around the cage and was cussing the referee. I mean, cussing the judges out, calling the judges, saying how the judges were horrible, and that's just poor sportsmanship. That's something you
Oh, yeah, he
can't do.
done.
So Dana, they probably gonna there's gonna be some consequences to pay with him for that. So it
Yeah,
happens.
Dana's not gonna mess with. He's gonna stick up for those guys, the broad, all his employees
Yeah,
there. You know, he's
definitely.
not gonna like anybody going crazy on them. So that's gonna be sad to see. We hear about that coming up during earlier in the week.
Yeah, and then the start of the main card was Adam Petrowski. He was the number one pick on the Ultimate Fighter series, and he was the number one pick, and he ended up like how they do the Ultimate Fighter
Yeah.
series. Once they do the series, one or two guys from the show who probably made it, who possibly made it, who had good fights, or they had a big buzz coming into the show. They normally get accepted into the UFC as well. So them two guys, they were actually teammates on the show. They end up fighting each other. Petrowski pulled it out in the third round with a choke, I do believe, and he was kind of losing the fight. So he pulled that one out. It was a good match, and then
And fix my
bo-
glasses.
both of the ultimate fighters championships, Torius and man, I forget the other guy's name. They both as well were teammates on that show. So they actually all three of the Ultimate Fighter series shows were all teammates in the end. Like I say, Torius pulled it out. A guy from Houston, Texas, very good fighter. The fight went back and forth. He was very, very awkward fighter, but they both made it out to be a good fight. And then in the last fight, the guy
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Brian Battle versus Gilbert Urbina, which we're familiar with Hector Urbina because Hector they're from a small time in Ohio, and I believe the first time when me and you met Hector Urbina was I want to say it was either Torrance. or Tobias's. One of Tobias's. No, it wasn't Tobias was a fight name. It had to be Torrance or Taiwan.
I think it
Um,
was Torrance.
I think it might have been Torrance because that was Hector Urbina fought and took the belt from Nick Duel on that fight, and we was all back. He was in the dressing room with us.
Right,
So
right.
his little brother, they're the youngest of the three, which all three brothers have been on the Ultimate Fighter, but he was the only one
That's
to
kind
come.
of cool.
He was the only one to come close to finishing out and becoming the Ultimate Fighter and winning the series, but because he fought in the semifinal and the guy he fought in the semifinal tore
Where they
his
what gym they out of?
not sure.
I'm
No,
trying
I
to-
know they were. It was. I forgot the town they were in Ohio. Then they ended up moving. It was either Texas or Florida. They ended up moving to to get
They
down there
end
to
up
train.
moving. Right, right.
Um, so the guy he fought, Brian Battle, um,
Was the last pick, bro.
yeah,
That's all
the
I
very last
remember.
pick, the
He
last
was.
pick. Yeah,
Could you imagine being you the last kid getting picked to play the basketball game, right? And you make the game winning shot, for the championship.
but
That's what it felt
he
like.
came. He proved himself in his very first fight because he was the last pick and he fought against the number one pick and choked the number one pick out easily. So gonna look forward to seeing what he can do. He can grow. I mean, he has to grow at a rapid pace. Being 26 years old, and when your body, when you're, even though you're young, sometimes your body takes a lot of wear and tear. So
Right.
hopefully he can get in there because like I say, the middleweight division is starting to become very stacked with a lot of good fighters. So it's going to be interesting to see how his career takes off. Um, like most and most people with the fight world, sometimes you get to a certain level with your team. Sometimes the people end up leaving and going elsewhere to seek out better training once they make it to a bigger show. Some people just stick it out and stay home because you stick with what got you to the big shows.
Right, right. We got you to the dance.
So we'll see how that turned out.
But typically, historically, most of the tough champions wind up having a successful UFC career overall. Several of them fought for titles. Several of them got title shots. Carl Usman was a tough champ, wasn't he?
I think so.
I think. Yeah,
Yeah, I think
yeah.
so.
There's a lot of.
If he wasn't champion, I know he made it pretty far on that show. I'm pretty sure you don't. I think Kamar Usman, as a matter of fact, yeah, he was wasn't that George St. Pierre season?
I think so.
Yeah.
So most of the tough champs wind up doing very well, man.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of them really do. Now then we get to Kevin Lee versus D-Rod. Um, Kevin Lee started off very good in the first round. He won the first round, and then it just seemed like D-Rod kind of figured him out. And I think that Kevin Lee making that jump up to welterweight, which is that's a good 15 pounds. And then when you so used to being in the 55 division, you try to bump up. Sometimes because like I say, everybody's always cutting weight, so you're trying to build up to get to welterweight, and that guy was probably cutting down. So him coming from 155, it's going to be a tough battle for him to be fighting at welterweight because he just, in my opinion, after that first round, just didn't look strong enough for D-Rod, and D-Rod just ended up pulling it out and beating him.
Right, right.
So, like I say, sometimes for some people, the weight jump is harder, and some people the weight cut is harder. So it all depends. You got to pick your poison wisely.
Man. It's rough. Sometimes you're getting out muscled, or the guys are just you're small for that weight. Sometimes you cut too much weight, and the weight cut affects you. And a lot of fans don't really know that. They just know, like, oh man, this guy gassed out in the first round.
Yeah, they don't know
Typically.
They don't know the grueliness behind it.
I have to say,
yeah,
99% of there's always a 1%. There's always an exception to the rule, right? I have to say majority. 9 out of 10 guys you see that gas out immediately, like in the first round. Like when I'm talking about first round, there's typically something else that they had adrenaline dump. There's something went on. They had a bad weight cut.
I see a lot of guys.
They might be dealing with stuff.
I see a lot of guys who have an extremely hard weight cut, and then when they replenish, and so much of the Pedialyte gives them the sugar rush dump on top of the adrenaline dump. So sometimes it's just after a few seconds, a few minutes into the fight, they got nothing left. It's just a hard drain fight, or just some guys who have the hard cuts and still be drained, but still sometimes just fight phenomenally because the instinct and the adrenaline is going. So they just push through it and weather the storm.
Right, right. So what did you think about who fought next? Oh, actually it was the main event.
Yeah, the main event. Yeah, right to the main event. That was just like we called it earlier. That was a shootout.
It was some fireworks.
That was a
And I
shootout.
was
I mean,
I was
because
pumped about this fight for about 6-7 weeks, man. I
I
was been
liked,
looking forward to this.
I extremely liked the first round because it was a very strong technical chess match, to where
Excuse
they
me.
were taking their time with their strikes and very methodical in how they was hitting each other while striking. It seemed like Giga for a minute had kind of slowed down, but he just kind of instead of slowing down, he really just like started setting in tone more of a better pace because the Giga is a very, like I say, his feet are just so lightning fast, and he's an explosive striker and with his hands. So when he catches you with the right opportunity with his hands, he can make you dizzy and really hurt you. And you saw he did it 3 times to Barboza.
Yeah,
I
he used
kind
a
of
lot.
thought that although he was taking lots of pressure, when he kind of at that last when the referee jumped in, the referee could have gave him a kind of split of a more second because he was still a bit responsive and was right back to his feet before the ref jumped in. But the referee's in there for their safety, so
Yeah, don't be my ref, John. I know you're rough out there, bro. You're gonna get me beat up out there, man.
oh yeah,
Jump in and save me. No, I was joking.
I'm gonna let you get beat up a little.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
that would highly 9 times out of 10 be impossible because if you know you have a fight, I'm probably gonna be one of the guys in the corner instead of refereeing.
yeah, you're gonna let me take that whooping. You're gonna be like, nah, bro, it ain't over yet. It ain't over. He's still his toes is moving. His toes are moving.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
I guess
I like the way that Giga break the distance. He used a good mix of his kickboxing and his karate. Because he
he
might
was
have been glory
karate style
champ.
fighter that went into kickboxing and Muay
Yeah,
Thai
yeah,
stuff. Yeah,
yeah. So I think he was a glory champ. Um, he won the world title on Kyokushin twice, I believe. I can't remember before he got into kickboxing. He was a Kyokushin champ, kickboxing world champion, karate world champion,
yeah, he's
and now he wants to be
one of the
a
dynamic
UFC champ.
strikers who likes to throw that axe kick at will, and sometimes he times it very well with getting it off.
I'm I don't want to get over some trade secrets here. Maybe I'll do a YouTube video. Who knows? I don't. He throws the axe kick and he slams it. I just don't like the way he throws or the way he uses it. He could be using it better. You know what I mean?
Like as
Um,
in timing wise, using the footwork to set it up a little bit better. He just
which leg he's doing to come? You know what I mean? The way he's
yeah
landing it is throwing him off. You know,
yeah
um,
he does throw it kind of wildly.
he throws it like an inside crescent kick,
Mm-hmm.
and I've thrown some axe kicks like that in fights. But when you hit it like that, when you actually make connection, it's like you can't really follow through. When you
Yeah,
throw it like an outside and you go over the shoulder, you can slam it down and finish your combo, right?
you have to have your hand set up with it. Yeah, because I've had variations on how I've thrown the axe kick because I used to like throwing the axe kick when I had that good stretch about me. Now I only try to throw the axe kick only on shorter fighters.
Shorter fighters, like the kids class, right?
We do
On
it
the
in the
kids
kids class.
class,
One of them
you
little kids
get
I
in
can
that,
get it off real quick.
you catch an axe kick.
Pop him
But
right
yeah,
on top of
man,
the head.
Giga, I liked a lot of things he did. I liked how Barboza tried to control the distance by pressing him up against the cage. But Giga was really good at manipulating the distance, right, and closing the distance.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people looking at the attacks and the punches. I look at a lot of subtle things too. It's hard for me to do UFC breakdowns without the video getting taken down off of YouTube, but I see what I can do. He was really good at maintaining this set distance that was like right at the tip of kicking range and darting in when he wanted to punch and strike and then coming out. He was using the high kick to set up he actually did it in reverse. A lot of people set up the body kick to set up the head kick. But since Giga's so known for kicking in the liver, you know, obviously we don't have to be in the fight camp to know that Barboza was looking to do the Muay Thai shin and arm block against it. And man, there was some slapping shin checks in that fight.
No, it was some serious.
I was like,
serious leg checks in there.
And folks who talking about leg checks and broken shins need to watch that fight. That is what happens when you execute it properly. You drill on kicks and you execute them properly. That's what happens. So their feet gonna be a little sore. Both their shins gonna be a little sore. They got the pretty moderate shin condition and a lot of kicks, but more importantly, the way they executed the kicks against two high-level kickboxers. Yeah, you know what I mean. You're not gonna.
It definitely comes down to on how you grind and how your legs are conditioned to be able to have a good leg defense and also have the good leg timing to kick to block a kick so you don't really hurt yourself because it could be very.
We lost you there. All right, coming back.
Yeah, no, that was the timer going off.
Okay, but yeah, I liked how Giga. You see my videos he did with the Darton Blitz with the cross, and then following up with the California Blitz. You guys could check out some of the video or a little earlier videos. I did a little bit of breakdown on those. He combined them a lot, and they did the little things to close the gap quicker than you normally would. I mean, it was a great fight, man. He called out Max Holloway. Max not trying to give him any of
Max
that.
Max too busy playing Call of Duty.
Yeah. Oh, bro, Max Holloway be tearing people up and trash talking. Them teenagers be telling them all kinds of stuff. Like, bro, do you know who you talking to, man? Like, you know.
I got an idea though for the next card that's coming up. So, it's gonna it'll definitely be some we'll do more in depth of the card because I believe the Kamaru Usman Covington fight that card is going to be really stacked.
Oh yeah,
really stacked. Usman and Kobe, I think Marlon Vera or Brandon Vera versus Frankie Edgar. Cavallo versus I forget the other girl she's fighting, but yeah, they showed that stacked card. This is definitely has 2 title fights, I believe. So it's going to be a really, really stacked card. We got 2. Got the one September 25th, and the next one's going to be November for the actual numbered 2 UFCs. But I got a good idea on some breakdowns that'll help that we'll be able to do some YouTube videos and content on, and so we'll be able to get more into depth on breaking down the fights because kind of like what Teddy Atlas used to do with the boxing. Boxing before the fights. So we'll get together on them ones. Couple at your spot, couple at my spot, and so we can add more depth to inside the fight, so they can really maybe most everyone, not mostly, but everyone that follows us knows exactly what we're capable of and what we're able to do. So
I got something here for us. Let me see if I can.
What you brewing up?
I'm trying to see if I can brew something up here for us real quick.
What you looking up, man?
Man, here we go. All right. I got to keep it on the small screen there. So these are just some little highlights here we got going on. Boom. We got him with the low kicks, right?
Oh, you're watching the replay right now?
Yeah. We got some of the hold on. Boom.
So would there be a violation of UFC?
Of course. Don't say it out loud, man. What are you trying to get me put in YouTube jail, man? What are you doing out here, man? What are you doing in these streets, man? What are you doing
I
out here?
said, did you fix your USB cord?
Yeah.
gotta
So yeah,
fix,
man.
gotta fix your
For
USB
those,
cord.
just quick highlights, real quick. You know, I like man. There was a lot of stuff going on here, man. There, it was so quick,
It would
and
have
not
been
just
nice
there.
for that to go all 5 rounds, just because it was such a good technical fight going back and forth. But
Right, right.
it was really good 3 rounds. Definitely good 3 rounds of fighting, though. It was well worth the watch.
Yeah, I got a few clips here playing for us too. So, and the speed, they both got really good hand speed, but how they closed the gap to land them hands, man, that was the telling, the telling sign there, bro. How they
Edson,
just get
I
close.
think in the hand speed, Edson had the better hand speed, but Giga's kicks were just way faster, more lightning fast. He was just, like I say, it's hard to stop a very good, well perfected karate style, taekwondo style kicker when they're good at dynamic kicking and they're good at pinpoint striking with their feet. It's kind of hard to stop those kicks when they're coming your way.
Right,
So
right.
Giga put that on the display, especially with those. If you notice, he kept going with that left leg roundhouse kick to the body, which was causing Barboza all kinds of trouble because one or two times Barboza looked like he was ready to buckle from the body shot.
Right, right.
So Giga definitely controlled a lot of the more. They actually went back and forth in controlling the pace. They both pressed each other up against the fence and back up against the fence. So it was really good.
It was good fight, good fight. Maybe we do a little bit of breakdowns on some of the up and coming. Let us know what fights are coming up you want us to cover. If there's a fight you want or a fighter coming up that you want us to do a thorough breakdown of what they're doing. Myself and Coach McGinnis, I hop on here, do a video, break down some actual fight footage and some clips of what's going on. If you guys want to see some techniques or there's a fighter you watching, I got a fight coming up, and let it be a boxing or MMA or kickboxing, let us know. Shoot in the comments. Would you like to see or have us talk about and do a breakdown on?
Or for you other coaches out there, our fight family, you guys got any fighters coming up, anything like that? We'll gladly do a small interview with them, talk to them about their upcoming fight, how they're feeling, their thoughts on the
Absolutely.
fight. So that could definitely be an option for you guys as well. So be sure to always go to our YouTube page, Coach Zoe Harvey. Give us a like. You can go into Rise and Dragon MMA. Like us on there. Liquid Dragon Fight Team also like us on there. Old School Iron. So,
Yep,
as
absolutely.
always, it's a pleasure, my brother. I will talk
Yep.
to you soon.
And real quick before we go, man, I just wanted to let you know about the Jake Paul.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
I will be in the building for that one.
You will be in the building.
Definitely. So I don't know. I
That's
don't know if I'm able to. I definitely. What I'll do is I'll snap some pics, get a few shots where I can, so we can throw them on the page and stuff like that. Maybe some quick commentating and some videos, so I can have some fresh stuff to talk about. Actually, well, you know how I am. I watch every fight and analyze them all anyway, so I really don't need to kind of do any of that. It ought to be stuck around in that old noggin somewhere. Just have to.
right.
If I forget something, just give me a quick punch to the head. It'll come back real quick.
Oh, Giga Kick. I've been working on it. I'm gonna work on the show to get the Giga Kick.
Definitely.
All right, Coach. Talk to you later.
All right, brother. Good talking to you.